They say you're addressed before you're heard. A good attire may not help you win cases, but it will surely gain attention even before your arguments are made. A black coat is not just a dress code. It is a symbol of dignity and discipline and a respect towards our institution of justice. In today's discussion, we would be discussing about a proper dress code and a proper attire being an indispensable part of a legal professionalism.
Welcome Uday sir, welcome Dr. Deepa. So let's get into the video. My first question will be, do you think first impression are formed before a lawyer even starts speaking?
Yes, I believe so. I believe that before you speak, the first thing probably a client or the judge or even the audience in the court, they see is your posture, your appearance. And I believe ultimately it's the substance of your arguments which do cast a spell upon anybody. But then the appearance would be something which absolutely elevates your aura and the way people perceive you.
I agree to some extent with Uday, but इसको ना अगर ऐसे देखा जाए दो तीन permutation combination बना के देखते हैं. You are very well dressed, but you don't know about your case. This is one scenario. Second, you are not well dressed, but you know everything about your case. And third is you are very well dressed and you are very thorough with your case. Then in that case, कहते हैं ना कि वो first impression will be your lasting impression.
Absolutely.
Judge will remember even after you're done with your argument.
Absolutely, and I was actually talking about the people who fall in the third category, who are well prepared with their brief, and also who are, who take care of their appearance. And when I say about appearance, I don't say that you are looking flashy.
Yeah, exactly.
I say that you fall in that professional decorum, but you can still, look elegant.
So my second question will be, what are the unwritten rules of courtroom dressing that young lawyers should know?
I think again I'll reiterate. It's about, I would say, like if we talk about dressing elegantly, so there's a very slight difference between dressing elegantly and overdressing. So the moment you overlap or you say that, so both these things, fashion and be looking professional, they can be to a certain extent be mutually exclusive if you're dressing and keeping your professional decorum in mind. So I believe one of those things would be to keep yourself subdued, but look neat. Your hair should be, well groomed. For women, of course, Madam Deepa would be the right person to.
No, I mean not मैं gender specific नहीं होंगी, मैं youngster specific जरूर होना चाहूँगी, क्योंकि आज जो मैंने young lawyers को देखा ना, they look busy लगना अच्छी बात है, कहते हैं ना व्यस्त लगो पर अस्त व्यस्त मत लगो.
Absolutely.
But मुझे आजकल की generation जो young lawyers हैं, वो व्यस्त तो दिखते ही नहीं है, अस्त व्यस्त बहुत दिखते हैं, तो they're not bothered about their appearance at all.
Absolutely. And coming to that, I believe, like while I've been focusing on the word overdressed. So what does overdressed mean? It means that, of course, to give an example, I've seen people wearing all sorts of flashy belts, and so they'll be absolutely big logos and wearing bell-bottom trousers and wearing multicolored trousers. So I believe that wearing a well-tailored suit and having I would say a very sophisticated look is one thing. But then the moment you try to, showcase your brands which you're wearing. So I believe it, rather than creating an impression, it creates an adverse impression about you in front of the audience and even especially in front of the presiding officer. Because then they would look at you from a very different perspective, that this person is not here to present his case, but he's there to present himself in a very, I would say, exuberant way. So yeah.
और अनरिटन रूल्स में ये भी आ जाएगा ना कि आप ठीक है इतना पढ़ के लॉयर बने हो, you should feel pride in wearing that uniform.
Absolutely.
Crisp and neat uniform. वो जो you forgot about mentioning the hairstyle also.
Yeah. I think yes, of course. I've seen lawyers who have these those spikes and people with unkempt hair.
Yes.
I think it is something which is.
वो हमारे Advocates
It is
Act में
actually
नहीं
it
लिखा,
is
but
actually very.
it takes a lot of.
It is actually
years.
disparaging towards the profession.
Yes.
And I believe that grooming, you see, it you have to cast a spell upon everybody, whether it's your client, whether it's the judge, because you see, the moment, like we at the outset we spoke about the fact that what is it that before you speak, it creates an impression. So the moment you are overdressed or you are out of place, it would of course create a negative impact. So I think it is important to keep your professional atmosphere in consonance with your dressing. So
Yeah, or you can say कि before you address the bench, you are being addressed.
yeah, absolutely,
Forward.
absolutely. I agree. I second that.
No, also I wanted to add, not only courtroom, if you go and meet clients outside.
Absolutely.
also,
Like I just
then
said
also.
that
Cast a spell everywhere.
cast a spell, and I believe that clients would go to their lawyer at the first instance when they are in a very depressive state. You know, they are muddled with thoughts. They're there, and they're coming to you with all sorts of feedbacks. And when they see a lawyer who's well dressed, who knows how to carry himself, that first impression gives them a sort of confidence and satisfaction that this person will be able to even defend my case in a better way. So that is why I believe that personal grooming is quintessential for a lawyer especially.
Yes, I also agree.
I also totally agree with you. So, my next question will be, have you ever seen a situation where appearance positively or negatively impact client relationship?
Absolutely, like I just said, that your clients come to meet you while they are they're muddled and they are very I would say they are absolutely uh, bombed with a lot of thoughts, and they would want to come to a counselor and feel at ease that all right, this person, that first appearance, you stepping into a clean room, a person with a clean appearance, it scientifically also it is a fact that it helps you ease out, and it helps a person gain confidence in somebody.
And
It
rather-
reposes confidence.
Sorry.
Yes,
Rather,
please.
it's ironical that our client कितनी भी कैसी भी वेशभूषा में आया हो, कितना भी dingy हो, कैसा भी लगे, we can't judge our client.
Yes.
But our client has this privilege
Absolutely.
to judge us
Absolutely.
by our appearance.
Absolutely,
And it's
absolutely.
very ironical.
Yes, it is.
I totally agree with you. So, coming up to the next question, can dressing well improve a person's confidence and performance in a professional situation?
See, by the end of the day, I believe in order to succeed in the profession, the most important aspect would be substance. You have to be very well prepared with your brief. You have to be very good with the law, with the facts. Of course, that is the most important thing. I won't say that you only stress upon fashion or your dressing, but yes, like we've been discussing, that a well dressed lawyer, it helps you elevate your sense of confidence, because when people look at you, they look at you with a lot of, I would say that they look up to you, and it helps you. You can see those eyes looking at you with a lot of respect, and coupled with the fact that you're well prepared with your brief, it obviously it helps you. It's
Yes, I completely agree. I have to totally कि जो भी आप काम करो उसको बहुत ही डिसिप्लिन और बहुत ही sorted लगना चाहिए. और as he rightly said that dressing up nicely, at least आप अंदर आपके क्या चल रहा है वो उसको बहुत अच्छे से कवर भी कर लेती है. You look very sorted.
Absolutely.
So, my next question will be, what are the small appearance related habits that can make a big difference in professional life?
Like, the most important thing would be not to be overdressed. One, two, you need to understand that what kind of a setup are you entering into. You're going to meet a client at a conference. You would be dressing up differently. You're going to the court, you would be dressing up differently. Like, I read this article back in time when I started my profession, that why you shouldn't wear a double-breasted suit in the court. There's a reason behind it. Because when you wear a double-breasted suit in the court, it is a sign of authority, and you would give an impression that you're trying to intimidate the bench.
Okay.
That is something very subconscious. It's not that you are consciously trying to do so, but subconsciously
Of
the bench
course.
would feel that this person has a superiority complex. He in himself feels that I am larger than life. So I believe looking good, looking respectable, and at the same point of time keeping yourself subdued is absolutely essential for a lawyer.
And I think that also matters कि आप डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट जा रहे हैं या कौन से रीजन वाले हाई कोर्ट में जा रहे हैं. जैसे अगर आप साउथ में जाएंगे
Yes.
या राजस्थान में जा रहे हो या पंजाब एंड हरियाणा हाई कोर्ट है. हमारा पंजाब एंड हरियाणा हाई कोर्ट लिटिल कॉस्मोपॉलिटन, बट अदर हाई कोर्ट्स आर थोड़ा से
But there is
conservative.
one thing which I like to add to this, that sadly, if you look at the America's legal system, over there the trial court lawyers are considered to be the most important aspect of the legal system. But unfortunately, in our legal system, although I believe trials are the most important component of a case, but they are looked down upon in a very condescending way. And I believe it is equally important for trial court lawyers to dress up well. And at the same point of time, adding one more thing, it's not only important for the lawyer to dress up well, it's also a duty of the lawyer to counsel their client. Like I'll give a very small example. Assuming a trial court lawyer is defending a murder accused. Now the accused comes to the court wearing a huge kada or say whatever, and he's looking like an absolute gangster. Just giving an example.
Yeah, big chains and all.
What would be the first impression that he will leave upon the judge? That even if the file says that he is innocent, the judge will at the outset have a prejudice against him that probably this man has done it. Similarly, I've seen in our High Court, there was one instance when I saw this lady who came probably for a maintenance case, and that was probably for an enhancement of maintenance. And I vividly remember that she was carrying a Goyard bag, and she was wearing these huge diamond rings. What do we say? Diamond rings and all sorts of things. So I was, as a matter of fact, taken aback. So I believe it is the lawyer's duty
Yes,
to counsel
exactly.
their clients that there is a way that you dress up to the court.
And where?
I mean,
That
you're
really
not
matters.
coming to Cannes Film Festival. You're coming to the court,
Of
so
course.
you have to keep yourself subdued yet elegant. So there's a fine difference. There's a fine difference. Yes.
And do you also see some young lawyers these days? They're making reels in the
Oh,
corridor
I think it is.
and wearing T-shirt
I am.
under the court.
I think I take extreme umbrage about the fact that the kind of culture we are, I would say, imbibing in us, the real culture. So see, one thing is that you're probably posting reels which are educational. That is one thing that senior lawyers like Madam Deepa, she's trying to impart knowledge. And I've seen many others who are trying to, I would say they're just trying to share their experience. That is one thing. But at the same point of time when I see young lawyers posting reels with all sorts of flashy songs, and they
In a
will
uniform.
in a uniform.
On
Imagine
their
that is
premises.
disrespect to the profession. And you see, that won't lead you to anywhere. You will even attract clients. I mean to say that you won't be able to succeed beyond a point in the profession, because this is a very noble profession. And I believe that we have lost some sort of respect holistically. And in order to regain that respect, all these things need to be culled.
Exactly.
That is my personal viewpoint. It is
mine.
I am extremely against this real culture which we are, showcasing. And it is actually, people are, we've become we've become a joke as a profession because of these few components.
Yes, exactly.
So I think that as a whole, we should be against this.
So coming to my last question, what's the one wardrobe essential every professional should invest in?
I think it would be a very well-tailored suit and probably a nice pair of cufflinks. And see, by the end of the day, it is not about dressing expensive. It is about dressing elegant. I don't say that you have to spend a lot of money, you have to splurge a lot of money, and you have to showcase the kind of brands you're wearing, the pen you're carrying. But whatever you wear, I would say, be clean, be neatly dressed. Your shoes should be well polished. I've seen lawyers, unfortunately, even in a high court, they've spilled all sorts of dal and sabji on their shirts. Some of them I
Trying
feel,
to look busy.
I mean, with the most unkempt sort of attire, they would step into the court. You see, it is disrespectful towards the profession.
Exactly.
So it's about not looking expensive but looking elegant.
Mhm.
So I would say this would be it for me.
For me, it's little funny because कई lawyers मैंने देखा है जब उन्होंने प्रोफेशन ज्वाइन किया था तब कोट बनवाया था और बहुत सालों बाद तक भी वो काला कोट ना वो धीरे धीरे
फेड हो गया है वो।
ग्रे हो जाता
हाँ
है
जी, हाँ जी।
तो एटलीस्ट वो कोट तो बदल लेना चाहिए मैं नहीं कहती किसी ब्रांड का हो बट एटलीस्ट बाय योरसेल्फ अ न्यू कोट और एटलीस्ट
Absolutely.
सेलिब्रेट दिस के ओके 25 इयर्स के बाद मैं अपने आप को एक नया कोट दे रहा हूँ एंड नॉट ओनली कोट इन्वेस्ट इन गुड स्टेशनरी आल्सो
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
and you should smell nice also not
That-
say strong perfumes or
I
deos
agree.
but at least smelling nice
Absolutely,
subtle,
absolutely.
subtle scent or-
Others breathe.
Yes.
Good fresh air. also.
Yeah, absolutely. I second what Madam Deepa just said. So yeah, that's true.
So thank you so much for attending our
Thank you for having me
podcast.
over, and it's been a great experience. Short but extremely insightful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.